Alright, so we are going to start weaving today, and since all of you guys are at different places, I decided to just make a video and have you guys kind of learn on your own. Before we get started weaving, I wanted to check on your looms. Your circle is your loom, and you started with just cutting these about 1/2 inch slots in it. Then you're asked to cut a pie piece in it. And this part's important because in the slit, when you're working, it's hard to get something right into the slit where it's very easy to put it into one of these pie pieces. Now, on the other hand, if you have it in the slit, this is pretty tough, where if you have it in this pie piece, it comes right out. So that's why it's very important that, like this one, you have a little pie piece and then a slit, so that you can get it into the pie piece easily and slide it into that slit so that it holds tight for you. So at this point, your loom should look like this one. It should have all the pie pieces with the slits cut. If you cut them like this to begin with, it's not a big deal. You don't have to start over. Just take back your scissors and cut a slit in the back. And then it will be, again, ready to go. The hole in the center, you should be able to put a finger through easily. Then you'll need 4 pieces of yarn, 2 different colors, so that we can make our pattern. To start with, you need to get them all, gather all the ends on one end. So I have 8 strings, 4 of each color, and I'm simply going to wrap them around my fingers, take the tails, and put it through the circle where my fingers were. Make sure you get all the tails. Now I do want this knot to be close to the end. If you didn't get all that, simply rewind the video and replay it. At this point, you can stick the knot through the center. Separate your colors. So I have this turquoise color, and a cream color. I'm going to work with my turquoise first, and I'm going to put 2 strings up here, making sure to slide it into the slots so that it holds tight. And then I'm going to go on the opposite side of the wheel of the loom and put it on the other side so it makes what looks like an X, up and down, a vertical X. Then I'm going to take my cream color, again, separate them, and I'm going to make a horizontal X. So I should have 2 X's, 1 vertical, 1 horizontal. To keep our weaves tight, it is best if you have some sort of weight on here. A set of keys works great for that. So if you have a set of keys or something else heavy, feel free to just tie it on to the end so that you have some weight to keep your weave tight. Okay? At this point, we are ready to weave. Understanding the weaving is tricky, so do pay attention. Once you get the rhythm down, it'll be really simple. So I'm going to put my cream color that's vertical. That's what I'm going to work with first. And I'm going to start with the bottom left string, looking at the vertical X on the bottom half of the circle and the left side. And I'm going to move this around my circle as if it was a clock. Take it out of the slot, move it around the circle till it gets to the same color, then stop. I'm never going to cross the same color. Now it kind of looks like a fork or a chicken foot. At this point, I'm then going to skip over. I'm going to do the right-hand side because we always want to begin and end with an X. Bring that one again clockwise around the circle until it meets one of its own color. And that's the first weave. I'm going to turn my loom clockwise till the other color, my turquoise color, is now vertical. I'm going to repeat the same process. So again, starting with the bottom left, I'm going to move it around the clock, up to the same color, go to the other side of the 3, move that down around the clock till it meets the other color. Turn clockwise. I'm back on the cream. Take the bottom left string up till it gets to the same color. Take the upper right, back down, so that we begin and end in an X every time. Now, one of the things that is very difficult, if you ever lose track of where you are, if you have to put down the loom for a while, how do you know where to pick up? The easiest thing to do is that if I had to put this down, is to leave it on a set of 3. Because I know that whenever I work with a set of 3, if this was, no matter which way this was turned down, no matter how long I left it for and I forgot what I was doing, I could come back to this a year later and I would know that it should look like a fork, not like this. And then I should take the upper right and move it down. Turn clockwise. Bottom left, up, top right, down. Never crossing the same colors. Now you'll notice I keep pulling the bottom strings out as I'm working. If you don't periodically untangle these, it will get to be quite a mess. So just every now and then as you're working, pull out the string to keep it untangled. This takes a while. I'm going to stop, making sure to leave it in the fork position, and I can look underneath and you can see it's already starting to leave the pattern. And as you can see, this is a nice spiral pattern that's going on. This is what we want. If your rope ends up looking like this, that's fine. Just give it a stretch and it will turn into the proper pattern. Alright, so as you can see, my strings are getting very short. My rope is really long. It's over the 10 inches, so I'm ready to take it off the loom. So to do that, I'm going to hold this side and I'm going to pop off all the strings. Slide out the loom. Just like the beginning, I'm going to wrap this around my fingers, then tuck the tails through the hole. I still have a loose knot, and I'm going to want to move that up to where there's not any braid, so I'm not wasting any of the actual weaving part of my cord. So this does not look very nice. Make sure that we clean it up before you hand it in by trimming off and evening out both sides of the cord, the extra tails, so that it looks as clean and nice as possible. And that is our Kumihimo braid.